What is up, guys? People have been asking me to do breakdowns again, and this question keeps coming up. Basically, how do I deal with tanks, or the famous "it's not your job to kill the carries"? If anyone ever tells you that you are supposed to be killing the enemy AD carry or mid laner as an AD carry, then show them this video and I'll sort them out for you. So basically, we're going to look at 3 team fights, 2 against huge tanks and 1 showing you when it's okay to ignore them. So really the first one is basic AD carry team fighting, second one a bit more complex, and then advanced. This first one is the basics of AD carry teamfighting. Anyway, this starts off with a semi-catch onto Alistar, but once I see Poppy coming, I'm gonna back off. Whenever you fight in the jungle as an AD carry, you want to try and put walls in between you and your opponent. You get free damage over the wall and they can't get to you. There's 2 other smaller things as well here. You can see that I put a trap down here deliberately to give me more free time attacking as I was running away earlier. And the other thing is actually where I'm standing right here, the furthest point away from Poppy if she keeps on diving on. But as soon as I think she's going to run away, I'm going to start attack moving to my left so I'm able to follow her. Chasing is often really dangerous for an AD carry in case they kind of counter engage back onto you. We're actually going to see that in a second, but this is why I'm not netting forward. I walk back around to dodge the Luxie and ult in case she uses it, and I accidentally dodged the Ez ult too. I'm not going to lie, that was not on purpose. I'm going to be standing next to the wall in case I need to flash over it. Ezreal is also on the bottom side of Mundo, and I don't want him to be able to reach me with his Q because he outranges my autos and can kite me. This is where the fight really turns against us, but you can see I'm still focusing Mundo. Nidalee basically does what a lot of people do, and she just runs forward and starts to attack the carries, and well, you kind of see why you shouldn't do that. I keep attacking Mundo, I kite back, and we get that kill. When the others focus me, I have my flash and I dodge the Lux binding. So that is the basic idea. You focus whatever is in front of you, you chase if they run away, and you kite back if they run after you. Now let's look at one that's slightly more interesting. Okay, so even though you want to attack the closest target, you really want to be attacking the highest priority target that is safe to do so. This all starts from getting a pick onto Alistar, so it's a 5-on-4 at Baron, but we've taken damage already, so we still could lose this fight. This is the first thing. Lux and Ezreal are below me right now, but if I go for them, then Mundo is going to sandwich me from above, those 2 are going to come up from below, and I'll be completely boned. So again, I'm going to focus the closest target, which is Mundo, and I'm going to kite upwards away from the rest of his team. This is where it gets slightly more complex or interesting, I guess. Mundo isn't actually a threat to me at the moment. He's above me, sure, but he's not attacking me, and he's just trying to run around and absorb damage. Poppy is a bigger priority, and she's also in range, so I'm going to swap to attack her for now. Roll this forward a little bit, and you can see Mundo is back for round 2. He's realized that I'm not focusing him anymore, so he's come back in, and I instantly swap back to focusing him. It's just as soon as he's a threat to me again, he's hitting me, I'm going to swap and kite upwards to deal with him. Right here, I could have actually swapped to Poppy again. She's only just behind Mundo, and the reason I don't is so I can keep kiting upwards and away from the Ezreal and the Lux down below. The reason we won this fight is because all 5 of us are here at the moment and able to damage their 2 front line, while Ezreal and Lux have spent most of their time chasing our team and not actually doing damage. So this last fight is really where we kind of apply everything, and you bring everything together as an AD carry and really go for the attacking the highest priority that is safe to do so part. This is kind of pushing it, but this is really where you can start doing some serious damage as an AD carry. I am in a better spot this game. The rest of my team isn't doing too hot, but we're about even. The first part of this fight is really what we've said before. Attack the closest thing and kite backwards. Morgana flash ults us under tower, so I dash away, and Zed dies really early this fight, so we kite back and we try to just leave. This is the different part though, okay? So I know they've burnt some cooldowns because they've just used everything on Zed, and I know this isn't warded because we swept it earlier. So my plan is to wait for the tanks to run past and then pick off the carries at the back. This isn't the same as earlier because those tanks are between me and the carries. These tanks are off of the side and they're not having to run past them to get to the carries, and I built a lot of damage to burst people down this game. These tanks are looking at the rest of my team. They're not looking at me, which means they aren't a threat to me. Not going to lie, I'm pretty much relying on Annie to be looking at the team fight next to me and not at me in the bush, so I can kill her before she reacts. Thankfully, we do pull it off and we get the attention of Renekton, who runs after us, so we're just going to dash the wall. This flash is kind of a waste. I know he doesn't have his E because he just jumped over the wall, but I didn't know if his W was on cooldown or not. I'm going to run this forward very quickly to this point just to show you this. This is kind of a bit lucky tricky really, but it's basically like sometimes you just can't run away. So your best bet is to turn and fight. Try to kill them before they kill you. Anyway, this is a bit of a different breakdown video to what I normally do because this is really summing up the basics of AD carry team fighting and kind of showing you how you take the basics and apply them a bit more. If you did like the video, then make sure you like it, subscribe, share, comment, and for now, I'll leave you with the robots.